Look, it's not what you think here.
What I think is you stole my wallet. What I think is you're going to jail.
Watch how you talk to the lady, all right, pal?
I don't think so.
Oh, what? I don't want to...
Lady? You don't think she's a lady?
Sorry, sir. That's a nice girl.
Okay. Now, what's the story?
Well, Sergeant, I was trying to...
right here.
No, I was just...
Wait a minute. Hold it. One at a time. Blanchard.
I made the caller at the airport, Sergeant.
Yeah, she was keeping me busy, and then he moved in and he lifted my wallet.
No, I was just trying to...
Wait a minute. I said one at a time.
Sergeant? Look, it's not what you think. We weren't trying to rob this man.
Oh, let me guess. He dropped his wallet and you just happened to find it, huh?
No. We were broke and desperate. We wanted to get just enough money so we could get home back to Lambview where my children are. You can understand that, can't you?
Oh, sure I can, lady. Sure I can. But the good news is that you and your partner here, you don't have to worry about your travel plans anymore.
We don't?
No, ma'am. You're not going to be leaving the state of Florida for a long, long time.
Oh, Bo, put that thing down. We forget it.
Well, when somebody writes a letter like this, wait for vengeance, because it's coming. And if vengeance doesn't kill you, I'll make sure you wish it had.
It's a crank. That's it. That's all.
Look, somebody went to a lot of trouble to write this thing and then get it into your hands. We're not going to let this thing slide, all right?
Where are you going?
I'm going to call the police. If you won't take it seriously, maybe they will. Because I want them to find whoever wrote this letter. And I want them stopped. Now.
Missed all the fun in laundry. It was towel night. Well, gee, Todd, it's good to see you too. Thanks, man. That book has a lot of juicy parts in it. I want to read it when you're done.
I hope you will. It has everything. Everything a man could need.
The Bible.
Are you in there? Emily? Emily, can I talk to you? It's Marty Saybrook. Come on, Emily. I need to talk to you.
No. Don't answer the door. But, Claudia, I want you to meet her. She's the one I told you about. You know, the one who told me to go ahead to make the charges public, then totally turned on me. If you're here, I know I can convince her. No. Claudia, what's wrong? Why don't you want to meet Marty?
Right here. It's all in my journal. Every time Emily came to my house to do a search for me, every time she came to my office to talk about her classwork.
Listen, Dad, we don't need to see any of this.
I want you to see this. Look, I listed every time she came. I never hid one meeting that we had with agendas even. This was strictly professor-student relationship. And then she was in way over her head with my class in world politics. And this upset her drastically. I mean, I reassured her. I offered to help her myself.
When Dad, you say she was upset, what happened? Did she cry?
Yeah, once. She got over it. I put my arm around her to comfort her. She'll use that against me. Well,
Dad, it doesn't.
Make it sound like
it doesn't matter what she says. It only matters what happened.
Nothing happened.
I know. Just keep a lid on the anger. And you're gonna breeze right through that hearing tomorrow night.
Okay, now we wish we could be in the room with you, but we can't. So we're gonna be right outside, ready with confetti to throw it at you when you're vindicated.
Yes, well, thank you for that, but I think you ought to save the celebration. And you and Andrew know better than anyone. Ugly rumors take on a life of their own.
All right, let's just not get into any of that. Now, you talked to Vicky, right? She's gonna talk to Clint about playing this down in the Banner, right?
That's right.
Yeah, but that just leaves my mother. There's no telling what she'll print in The Intruder.
Yeah. You'll be surprised by Dorian.
Look, Sloan, I know that she said she wouldn't print anything, but do you really believe that?
Well, as strange as that sounds, yes.
All right. I confess. I know Marty Saybrook.
You do?
Emily, what's going on?
She wanted to be a model, just like you. And, well, I thought that she had potential. But it turns out she was just another spoiled little rich kid. You know, no commitment, no sense of responsibility. And so I dropped her. If she were to see me here, it might open up all sorts of old wounds.
Emily, I know you're in there.
I know just what you mean. You don't have to say anything more, Claudia. Oh, sorry, Marty. I just fallen asleep. I need my rest for tomorrow, you know.
But I heard you talking to someone.
Oh, that was... I fell asleep with the TV on.
Emily, I need to talk to you tonight. Now, if you don't let me in, I can stand outside and shout through the door, and then everyone in the dorm can hear. Is that what you want?
Marty, okay, meet me in the student union in 10 minutes.
No, you make it 5.
Don't talk to her.
But, Claudia, come on. You heard her. She's not going to leave me alone until I do.
All right, then. Just pacify her. If she doesn't believe that you're telling the truth, let her see by your quiet sincerity that you've got nothing to hide.
But I don't, do I? I mean, General Carpenter's the one who's done something wrong, right?
Now you're talking. That's right. He is the one who should be pacing the floor tonight, not you. Don't you let Marty Saybrook or anybody else, don't let them make you forget what he has done to you.
Right. Right, because he used me. He used my trust, my
vulnerability.
Right. That too. Thank you.
Darling, tomorrow, I want you to walk into that courtroom and let them see how sweet and sincere you are, Posture. Yes, let them know that despite the General's tawdry attempts to seduce you, that you remain strong and pure.
But, Claudia, I'm not exactly a virgin.
I'm talking about spiritual purity, my dear. The kind that comes from a clear conscience. Just be yourself, my darling girl, and you will expose the General for the cheap manipulator that he really is.
Wow, when you say it like that, I can really see myself doing it. You know, like in a movie, you know?
I know you'll be wonderful.
Because of you, Claudia. You know, none of this would have been possible if it hadn't been for you.
Oh, yes. I suppose in some small way that is true.
According to the laws of the state of Florida, you're hereby charged with grand larceny from person. Now, Mr. Rogan, Ms. Roberts, are you sure you don't want to talk to an attorney?
Well, we can't afford it, Sergeant.
One can be appointed.
But see, we don't really need one because we're innocent.
You lifted my wallet.
Well, look, I'm sorry. Sam, right? Sam is your name. Listen, if you would just understand, I'm just trying...
Keep away from me.
No, I'm just
Keep
trying to
her away.
explain to you what
Ms. Roberts.
Yeah, no,
Ms. Roberts, come here. Come here, Ms. Roberts. Oh. Now, if you got something to say, try me, huh?
Sergeant, did a dumb thing. It was possibly even criminal.
Tina.
Well, no, if you knew what Kane and I had been through in the last year and a half, you wouldn't be so hard on us.
You want a bet?
Well, it all started when I met Hudson King.
That's me, Sergeant.
Hey, wait a minute. I thought you said that your name...
Hudson King's a sort of, nom de plume.
An alias. He's a con artist.
Tina!
He had lots of names, lots of scams, even built me out of some money once.
I was being flirtatious. It was a game.
A felony. My husband was ready to turn him in.
Your husband, but you said you weren't married.
Well, she was. But then Cord...
That's my husband.
Yeah, he was killed in Java, and...
Java's in the Middle East. And then King came back, see, and he wasn't Hudson King, and he wasn't Heinrich or anything. He was just himself, and I fell in love with him.
And I fell in love with her. And she changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
I gave up the grift.
Well, for the most part, he did. And my kids loved him, CJ especially.
Yeah, well, he's a great kid. Yeah, I've got a picture of him somewhere.
You two just keep going. You're on a roll.
Well, the rest of it's pretty simple from here on out. See, Kane and I wanted to get married, but then Cord came back from Java.
But I thought you said that he was dead.
Yeah, well, he's still alive, see? And then he stopped the wedding, and then it turns out that I'm still married.
To Angela, this phony evangelist, and she wouldn't give Kane a divorce. But Cord and I weren't married anymore because in the eyes of the law, he was dead, of course.
Oh, of course.
And, while I was trying to free myself of Angela, Cord gets in some big accident, tried to save CJ and his buddy Al.
Oh, it was terrible. Well, you can imagine. I mean, Cord lost a year and a half of his memory, and we couldn't risk telling him about Kane and me, and so I had to go around pretending like I was married to Cord.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I get in more trouble with Angela, which lands us in hot water with some gamblers who try to throw us in a truck and bring us down to Florida for a big payoff in the sky.
Seth, they got me by mistake.
Only it wasn't a mistake. See, it was destiny, because Tina and I realized we loved each other, in spite of everything.
Death will do that.
Yeah. So then Cord and Angela, they show up, and we get rescued, and, well, of course, we're anxious to get back to Landview, back to CJ and Sarah. That's her kids. And our friends, so we could be married.
And lead a normal life.
Crabgrass, love handles, the whole works.
Well, not the love handles, but see, Cord and Angela, they were so mad at us, and we didn't have any money, and that's why we took your wallet, Sam.
There was no other way.
Absolutely.
You can see that, can't you?
Mr. Rogan, Miss Roberts.
Yeah.
For your own good. In fact, for the good of the whole Western world as we know it. I think you two should be separated for a long time to come. Blanchard.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah.
One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me a break. Give me a break. Play me.
Child. That's all it takes to go on a rainforest